So, what can you do with a board, apart from draw vertical lines up and down it? Well, first thing you can do is, and one of the things that I want to talk about is using the board as a kind of group work activity. If you think about group work and you think about work with people in the community of any age or any kind of different kind of group, a lot of the time we spend time talking to people. Very important way of communicating with them. And we also spend time like doing stuff, like writing stuff down or getting ideas down or making notes or generating stuff. That's what meetings tend to generate, is stuff. And one of the places that a smartboard is really good at is for generating ideas. This is notebook software, which we'll be looking at in detail during the session. But for the moment, just concentrate on this area here, which is like the work area, the page where you can work on. Because if you were having a brainstorming session, people can come up and just write their ideas and their concepts just straight onto the board. And it's as immediate as literally just picking up the pen and writing. You don't have to switch the ink on, you don't have to hit an icon, it just happens and it's there and it's immediate. So if you had a requirement to use something like in the old world would have been a dry erase board or a flip chart, you can do just the same thing with a smartboard. One of the advantages on a smartboard over, let's say, a flip chart is that with a flip chart, once you've written it on the flip chart, you've got kind of two choices, I think. Disagree with me if you think I'm wrong. You can look at it, or you can flick it over. You can't move it once it's on the flip chart. If you write the word there, then it's there. But on a smartboard, luckily, you can actually move things around because notebook itself is what they call object-based. When you create something on the smartboard, like writing a word, it becomes an object. You can click it once and just select it, and it will become an object that can be moved around. You can also resize it. You see the little white button here? You can drag that to and from the centre to make it larger or smaller. Another trick you can do, if you want to turn your handwriting into real writing, then you can just click the drop-down box and click on the material there. So the advantage over an analog, an old school method of creating notes or note-taking is the fact that your ideas are editable, they can be moved around, they can be resized. Oh, and the fact that you can have as many pages as you want. If you want to add extra pages, the green plus will just keep adding extra pages, and you can have as many pages as you want, up to many thousands. You'd only run out of pages when your computer runs out of memory, and that'll be like lots of pages. Or if you want to carry on the page down, if I click on Extend Page, then I can actually make the page long and thin. You'll actually see here on the Slide Sorter tab that that page now is a longer page. So if you want to kind of create, I call it a loo roll. It's probably wrong when I'm being filmed. You end up with a kind of long piece of paper. I've seen some people who've literally just carried on and they've ended up with a really long, thin page with lots of stuff on it. Or you can create separate pages. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. It's on the computer. The computer will remember it and it can be used. Now, there's a lot of advantages over taking notes digitally on a smartboard or an interactive whiteboard. The key one is what happens at the end of the session, because how many people have you seen? I've been there myself. You've had a good meeting. You've had a meeting, and you've got some ideas on flip chart paper, and somebody has to carry the flip chart paper back to their office and start typing it up. It's like, oh, we need the note. So you've got a big flip chart paper and you're on the computer and you're typing it into Word. And it's like you've had the meeting and you're saddled with a bit of kind of pointless administration, sorting these notes out and typing them up to send. Well, it's not pointless administration because people want the notes from the meeting, but it's an extra job that's stopping you doing your other job. If you've done your work on the smartboard, then saving and sharing the notes is really easy. If you click on File up here, and you click on Export, you've got various export options. So if we were having a bit of an ideas session and we got some ideas up and I then decided I wanted to share it with the rest of the group, I'd probably just check the PDF option. Because what the PDF will do is it will take all of my slides, put them into a neat little electronic document that happens to be, it's 3 pages long, it's quite a lot of slides, about 14 in total. It will take all of those files and it will put them into a PDF for me. The beauty of it being a PDF is that I will be able to share that with just about anybody, because a PDF can be read by anything. Most people now even have a smartphone in their pocket that will read a PDF. All computers will read a PDF. This is a PDF that I've just brought up. If I just double click it, and you'll actually see it opening up. There we go. And there's the various pages that I can click on. So unlike traditional paper-based kind of working, you can save your ideas and you can distribute them. If you want to come back to your ideas, in other words, you want to carry on the session, then you probably wouldn't export. You'd probably save it as a notebook file, because then you can come back and start editing it later on. Towards the end of the session, I'll talk a little bit about how you can get hold of a copy of notebook software and what the license is, because it may well be the best solution for you is to actually have a copy of notebook and to work with it. So, in terms of brainstorming and moving stuff about, it's actually a really useful tool. There are some other things that the board does, or the software does, to help you with that. The second tab down here, so far I've been using this tab, which is called the Page Sorter tab. The second tab down is a gallery tab. The gallery has all sorts of content to help you. Some of the gallery is quite focused on school teaching, so there are pictures of Shakespeare and oranges and all sorts of stuff that teachers might want to, well, actually you might want to use as well. There are also some rather useful things under the administration and evaluation folder. Things like if you were planning out calendars, that would work. It's even got things like notebooks, pages where you can literally just write down tasks, so you can literally just write on the pages there. If you want to remind yourself of some key theories, you want to know about Maslow and his theory of needs, hierarchy of needs, there's a template in there. There's a SWOT analysis template. There we go, there's Roger's adoption curve. So that shows who starts to use technology at a certain time. So there's a SWOT analysis there as well. You might do a SWOT analysis if you're planning a project. Write in, well, we're really good at this, but this is a good opportunity, but the threat is, you know, whatever. You can just plan your material straight away. And what you've got in the gallery is a whole series of templates that just help you to create that.